guys pretty much. And then I'm going to make some announcements and go back to bed, y'all. I think I've got food poisoning. I now got a little bit of a fever. And I just been running to the bathroom. So, but I am still working with the donor program. Um, let's see. All right, Griff, I'm pulling you up right now. Hello. I am still working with the donor program. Hopefully, everything will be ready tomorrow. Cross y'all's fingers. Basically, we're just waiting on the bank. 2 new accounts had to be set up. Then there was the transfer of funds. It took 48 hours basically for each account to be viable to send and receive money. Then you guys know how if you deal with the bank on anything, a lot of times over $500, they want to hold. Well, because it's 2 new accounts, they're holding in between. So we're just basically waiting on banks to release funds so we can begin transfers. I have picked the first 5 people. As soon as I am told that the money is ready to transfer, those 5 people will be notified that the payments have been made and that they can go and call the Light Company or they can look on their Amazon account and see that it has been paid. The big thing is that I won't be just depositing money directly, cash money into anybody's account. We got IRS to look at, and then just the fact of being able to prove what I did with large sum of money. I mean, you guys have to work with me to be able to protect myself and to do things totally above board. If I'm doing a cash transaction, if I just send cash to somebody's Cash App, an individual, then it looks like I possibly gave somebody money to give back to me, or anything can be alleged. Y'all know how this YouTube thing works. Y'all seen how this YouTube thing works. So, just so every penny can be accounted for, it will be paid directly from the Sunshine Fund account to whomever holds the bill. I think that's kind of like if you go to the Salvation Army or something, and they'll give you a voucher, but they don't actually give you the money. They pay it directly to the person they're paying, and I just think that that's the.
Listen, Glenn, I have very big reservations about Nita, and this is very hard for me to come out here and do because I've mentioned it once on my channel, but we're not even going to go to that crazy night or why that happened. However, I do know that Nita has mentioned her son's name a few times. I don't know where that dude is today, but I know he lived in the area where I lived because we used to run away together all the time. I know a lot about how he was raised, and I don't want to go on the attack against Nita. That's not my plan here. However, with the connections of some people that have actually been stalking me for years, kind of like Chicken did to Jody Sue. It's the weirdest shit, and I didn't even realize it was happening. So, because of some people stalking me too in particular, it leads me to believe that Nita knew who I was. The very moment she told me she would help me make my channel and did, and promoted me a little bit. And it's troublesome to me. Right, they never should have happened. Carrie, I left her a comment. I don't have her email address, nor do I have time to email. We're live. She could just come live. This is fuck shit in Summer's game. Summer's name. Ugh, it does seem like a game. In Summer's name. She's the one that came out and collected money and social security numbers and said she was going to pay bills and fuck shitted in the international shit. Truthfully, with Griffey and the girl who came on White Boy Lockdowns and said that she knew where Summer was with video footage. And so many others. Libby, Duchess, Penny, Scott. I mean, do you guys know that they used to frequent her channel? It's just a lot to this, and I woke up today thinking about it. Like, I really haven't said anything about it in a couple months, and I didn't ask Nita to come forward, but I really would like her to. I don't want to attack her. I need her to understand that, but this may turn into an attack with proof if she doesn't come forward and speak to me. I want to know what her ties are to my community. I know what her ties are. I want her to tell you. You've known her for years. She doesn't do that. She doesn't do what? She doesn't collect information to pay bills because we're about to watch a live where she does exactly that. What do you think the Sunshine Fund was that she said Chase was paying for? Carrie, and I don't mean that in a rude way in any means. Maybe she was played. However, she has ties to these ties that have ties to Prayer Garden, Ziggy. It's troublesome. She doesn't do fuck shit. Okay, then she needs to come forward and prove that. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is serious at this point. And it can mean everything for what I've been talking about. The ties to where I am. It could be my proof. Do you get that? I think Nita knows a lot more than we're led to believe. And I think she needs to come forward and talk now. I appreciate she's rebuilding her channel. I appreciate that she's covering other things. I actually would watch her content. I see her trying hard, which makes me believe that she might have been played. I want to see it with my own eyes. I want to hear it with my own ears. I want to talk to her, and I want her to tell you people about my ties to these people because she knows. She been known even before I did. I have a really good feeling about that. No ties as in F shit. I don't know about that. Her daughter-in-law been stalking me for quite the many years. You see, her son and I used to date when we were little kids. Not little kids, but teenagers. 15, 16. I watched Nita a lot too, little Dev, at the beginning of this. But I had found her son's wife and this Beth lady with Prayer Garden. Like, in everything I do, all across my internet lifetime since fucking AOL. Like, seriously, since MySpace type shit. It's crazy as fuck. Like, every group I was in Facebook, everything I liked, they liked. Every chat room I was in, they was in. It was the strangest shit. And I just thought, oh, these are just people that like me, and I never responded to them. They never responded to me. We were just always sort of in the same shit. Well, here now I'm finding these same people on YouTube playing a whole bunch of fuck shit games with me and my channel and with what I'm doing over here. And I'm going to confirm this. Nita can do that for me. And she's gonna. Or I'm going to keep going over her content, and we're going to push out everything she did, and her content's going to come to court with me too, with maybe a subpoena. Let me find one thing about something Linda was involved in her content. Nita, you'll be subpoenaed too. This is no longer a joke. Oh, which, by the way, she didn't raise her son. You should all know that. We're going to continue. I'm just going to listen till she decides to come over here and grab a link.
Best way to go for everybody, for all of us, you know, and that way we make sure the funds are getting where they need to get, and there's nobody can say, well, I didn't get it. You know, we got proof. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's the easiest way to help everyone, because if you can send an email and make a YouTube account and be able to subscribe to a YouTube account, then you also, it would seem to me, can be able to make an Amazon wish list. And that way the donor knows exactly what his funds are being. There's no question of impropriety, is the bottom line.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, her son's alive. There's pictures of him and his wife and their children all over Facebook. Her son's name is Robert Thrasher. And actually, I have reason to believe that he may be in Nashville. But see, I know secrets of his as well, and they're not good. And if she wants me to bring them out, I will. California rings some bells, Nita. What did he do for a living after he left Glassport, Lincoln Borough, Pennsylvania? I know you don't want me to tell the world. So I would appreciate it if you'd grab a link.
Is Miss Val here yet, or is she on her way?
She's on her way in.
Because I don't want to make the other announcement after we speak to her.
Yeah, she's on her way. I just had to email her the link quickly to make sure she gets in without any hiccups like we normally get on Restream. You're quite unique with this new app of yours. Still need to take it out for a test drive.
What do you mean? What's
I have proof of her stating his name. I don't have proof. It's on one of her lives. And we will dig until we find it of her stating this is her child. I don't know if he passed away, but I know I knew him at one point in my life. And I know that there's been some fuck shit with people he knows in my life. Isn't that right, Nita? I don't know. No, little Dev. It must be a second son that people didn't know about that she only mentioned once on her YouTube. Maybe she has another son. Maybe he did pass away. But from what I can see, he's alive and well. Or at least was a year or two ago when his wife was stalking me all over the fucking internet. So what, you're trying to bring Nita on what? Yeah, I want to talk to Nita for a few reasons, Carrie. It's not to attack her. I'm trying not to attack her. I'm giving her an opportunity to not be attacked by me. Do you understand that? Because I may. Here's the situation. Nita collected money from Chase. Nita visited Chase. Nita played games with Chase. Nita had her car fixed by Twister, who was working with the PIs. There's a whole lot of fuck shit that Nita was involved in that she has never spoke about. And I don't really want to attack her. However, because I know fact, her ties to my area, to my city, to my very small little town, I want her to grab a link and tell me them. I want her to tell me how she knows Beth. That's what I want. I want her to tell me how she's connected to Beth, who's connected to Prayer Garden. That's what I want. Because I do know some of Nita's secrets, believe it or not. I can't even believe it. It's fucking mind-blowing. But I want to speak to her. She does lives every 3 days. They just don't cover summer. She should be live today. Let's see if she goes live. Or grabs a link. Here, please, let me... I think I forgot to put the link in the chat. So get of her instead of no, Carrie, this needs to be done in the open because it was done under the name of a missing child. Everything she did with Chase was in the open. She collected money in the open. She played games in the open, and I don't do shit in the background. I haven't since my lawsuits happened. So I'm sorry, but this will not be done privately. This is a public matter because it's about Summer, not about Nita, not about her son, not about her daughter-in-law who's been stalking me, not about Beth, unless they know where Summer is. I want to know things from Nita, and I want all of Summer's community to know them as well. I think they have a right. Nothing will be done privately. Just saying. I do believe Nita could have been set up. However, her ties to this Beth bitch that's playing games over there on Prayer Gardens and in my life leads me to believe otherwise. I would like her to clear things up for me. She's my proof. Unbelievable, isn't it? Okay. You see, she has family members that live up here that raised her son for a few years. He didn't stay with them long. There was reasons for that. But let's listen.
What's different about it? You know, I don't know a lot of times, so you got to tell me.
It's unique, but not only that, I don't see the same hiccups that I normally experience with Restream, because with Restream, when you pull somebody up, when they come up on a phone and the link is dropped in the chat, then their mic doesn't work or their camera doesn't work.
Carrie, that's not what I said, and I cleared it up in many, many lives, which is why nobody but you has brought it up in about a week. Go watch my lives to clear that up. I'm not going to respond to that again, and I've stated that.
Something like that, or a certain type of phone doesn't want to log into it.
Yeah.
That's why I always make a point of emailing the link so that they go through the browser.
Yeah, it's not been a problem for that on this app. Now, I have on all previous apps had problems with somebody, even for myself. You know what I'm saying? This one seems to work really well with Chrome. It seems to be very Chrome compatible. I'm sorry, I was trying to set the chat to be subscribers only, and I'm having trouble figuring out how to do that. Just because certain stuff that we're talking about only affects subscribers. So if you're not you know what I mean? If you're not a sunshine, it doesn't affect you.
That's the thing, Innocent. I used to really, really like Griffey. I used to really, really like Libby. I used to really, really like Nita. Those were the channels I went to. But you have to realize these are also the same people that played with Chip in the marathon. The international money with Fiona, whoever that is, that was sued in Hawkins County because of Summer's case. You guys really, really need to keep that in the back of your mind. Yes, Griffey was a part of that. All the international stuff. See, I quit watching at the falling out because Libby and Duchess totally did a fucking 380 and went over to Benny, and Benny was attacking me. Right. Yes. You have to keep that all in the back of your mind when you think about what I'm saying about my ties up here. That's what route I'm on right now. I want to find out who's been fucking with my house. Things here. That's the route I'm on. I have things going on in my personal life that I don't come on here and talk about due to Summer's case. And I'm not going to. We're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at Summer. Because this ain't about me. This is about Summer, and there's ties up here. And all these people played games in her case with money. That's a problem to me. I don't want to attack Nita. I want her to come clear things up, tell her story from beginning to end, as far as Summer's concerned. But if I have to put the threat out there so that people research these things and find out what I'm saying is true, I will. Do you understand that? Because this is about Summer and nothing else. I promise you. Okay.
Do you know what I go under to do that? I'm looking. Oh, got this. Found it. Minimum subscriber time. We're going to say 10 minutes. How about that? Does that work? What do you think, Griff?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because if you're not a subscriber, you're not eligible for the donor program. So that wouldn't interest. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a subscriber, you're not eligible for the donor program, and therefore it really wouldn't affect you or interest you.
That's a reason why I stopped talking to Nita. Because she continued a relationship with Gigi after Gigi attacked me. I'm sorry, guys. I just woke up. I'm in my jammies. I'm a disaster this morning. I woke up thinking about this like, yeah. She needs to come out and tell her ties. Because Prayer Garden's playing a lot of shit with the same people. In my opinion. I want to go back. I think it's important that we look at all aspects of Summer's case, every single one of them. Everything that happened in Summer's case concerning that marathon, the billboards, This is part of it. Nita's a part of it.
Well, thank you, Tiffany's Liftfoot. I'm just trying to, hey, Karma Cat and Blanca and Lisa's Home Life and Cherokee Girl. We're trying to make sure that as many people as possible are helped and not to get very much personal information about people. As well as, when it comes to, especially me personally, I'm going to have to account for this money when I do my taxes. So it's easier if I have one separate account. Miss Val's in the house. If I have, hey, Miss Val, I'm going to bring you up now. If I have one separate account, sorry, if I have a separate account to just do a printout of every transaction to be able to account for it. Therefore, to the donor and his board of directors and everything, and to the IRS, it's a few buttons and I'm covered. So I think that's just the simplest, best way for all of us and to help the most people. All right, Miss Val, I'm going to let Griff introduce you and your programs and let her tell everybody a bit about what you do and what's going on, and then I'll handle the back end of that. Okay, Griff?
Thank you.
All right.
The back end of that.
Yeah, I guess I can always be the ass, the arse.
Just remember, you said that, not me. Wow, guys, this is Miss Val over here, and she's quite a unique lady, I must say. I always call her Oprah.
Now, no.
Okay. What she does is a variety of things, but where I think her skills can best apply to all of us is the fact that she's a survivor with extra, you could technically say. She's been through a lot of stuff. I can't elaborate on all that, but she has.
Yeah, just go with a lot.
Instead of letting everything get her down, she actually took the time and taught herself how to get over all of it, how to get through it, how to work past it, took courses, and yeah, I'm going to let you elaborate on everything, but basically she educated herself in a way that she could help other survivors get themselves out of the situation that they're in, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's regardless of.
Listen, I always thought of Chip as a strange duck, okay? But I liked Chip, and I felt like at the beginning she had good intentions, as did Griffey and Nita. That's why I don't want to attack them. Were they thrown into something they shouldn't have been? Ernie. Pick of summer in the gem shop. What are you guys talking about? Because I walked away for a second. Oh, ELP's welcome to grab a link over here at any time, too, because he has researched that We Can Bring You Hope Foundation in so many ways. And they also have ties to my small town. I'm going to tell you exactly how. I'm not going to tell you names because, truth, I don't even know their last names. They used to be on my Facebook. I bet you I could find them if I really wanted to. But I'll give you one first name. There was this lady, Tracy, that I used to babysit for when her son was little. The whole town babysat for her. She had a little boy. His name was Eric. He was a heavier set little boy, but he was bad as fuck. Like cussing, always kicking us. It was hard to watch him. That's why the whole community had to watch him. when we babysat because he had like ADHD off the fucking rails, right? But not her, I haven't found Tracy in there, but I found her mother involved with the We Can Bring You Hope people. She's also from my little small town. You see how I'm starting to connect these dots? There's a few others in the We Can Bring You Hope that are local to me here in Pittsburgh. And do you want to know how I know that? Because they recently started sharing pictures of a missing man in my area, and they did the same fuck shit that they did in Summer's case. They switched names. So this lady that works at a bar by me reaches out to me to attack me because I call it out, saying that this man's sister made the posters. So now somebody in the We Can Bring You Hope Foundation making posters for them has a missing brother. Do you guys understand? I wonder if this person made Summer's poster. And now that poster, that woman lives in the area I live in now, right now. It's insanity. Yes. I have messages to prove it between me and this lady that works local to me. But I don't want to dox my locals. That lady also flipped out when I mentioned the guy who's answering phones for my father's companies. Now, do you see how all these connections are starting to apply? I'm not going to bring all that out because it has nothing to do with Summer's case. It's not really what I'm covering. Thank you, sir. Oh, I thought you already got it. Okay, don't use that cup. It's gross. Thank you. Okay. So I want you to know that there are connections that connect through that We Can Bring You Hope. However, I haven't seen this Beth, Anita's family member, and Prayer Gardens people involved with the We Can Bring You Hope, but they're in the same area. Do you understand? That's why it's vital I talk to Nita. Not only that, but I found another friend of mine's from the area that covers true crime, and I had it confirmed that it's his little sister. Hi, Sue. How you doing, Miss Starkey? I mean, you're public, so I'm going to say your name. You could grab a link at any time, too. A lot of fuck shit going on with locals from where I live that I'm discovering. Okay, it sure does make you just want to be done with YouTube. September. However, that's not where I'm going. My content's going to change a little bit. Okay? After my court hearing, I'm going to start covering other things. I'm finishing summer till the end. But in between summer, I'm going to have segments. I explained it the other day. I'm in works with some local artists who do some pretty big things across different states and with some bigger artists. Like I have an artist right now who's worked with Mac Miller. His name's Real Deal. He's a really good friend of mine. I've known him for years. But he's going to hook me up with some music and maybe come up and do an interview. We're in talks. And then Danny Youngkin's people, I've had connections with them. I've spoken to Crackle. So Crackle's going to come up and do some segments with me. I shared HNR Mello, my friend's son. He actually just moved to my neighborhood. So we're going to do a one-on-one interview together, and we're going to promote some of their music in between segments. I'm trying to change my channel up a little bit and make it a little more professional after this court shit. I've had enough. And like I said, I'm not going to stay stagnant any longer. I had other plans for my channel that were stopped. So, but I'm still going to have my true crime. I'm just going to start adding a little bit of entertainment true crime, like the P. Diddy stuff. Thank you. I'm going to start adding my interviews, and I'm still going to keep Summer in every live. Okay? I just want it to be more put together. My stuff really isn't as put together as I used to have it, huh? Okay. So let's listen to this, because all I've been doing is chit-chatting.
Of your problem, even if it's mental health issues you're trying to deal with. She's basically gone out of her way in her life to make sure that she knows how to cope in all situations, and that she will be able to help other people cope in their situations. Apart from that, our lovely Miss Val makes the most awesomest little clay figures, like the little roarlings and little dragons, and there you go, like that. She does those. She can pretty much make every shape and size. She makes she can make pendants and necklaces, and yeah, I'm gonna let you elaborate on all of that too. Miss Rendezvous, no, she's not from South Africa. She's in Canada.
I am in Canada land.
So yeah, Miss Val, please take the floor, introduce yourself, and you do you.
I love that.
I'm gonna sit here and giggle.
I'm all embarrassed now and a little bit very, very honored, and wow, thank you, both of you. Where to start? We'll start with the healing, I guess. To say I've been through a lot is there was never a time where there wasn't a mental health issue, traumas, right up until about 5 years ago, when I learned that everything I thought was the way it wasn't. And I learned I was also neurodivergent. I am ADHD.
Who said that? Crybaby. Have you ever seen me put anything out that doesn't have a receipt attached? That's why I'm not fair and going to court against Linda without an attorney. I, for years, have been putting receipts out. We're just into the international portion of it now, I think. Yes, Nita lives in North Carolina. She absolutely does. She has family members that live up here in Lincoln Borough, which is it's like connected to Glassport where I'm at. It's another small community, but more country. And those family members raised her child. He was sent here. You see, not for very long, because he didn't like it with them. So he ran away all the time, and I ran away, and we went to my friend Jake's house and slept in a trailer. Fucking crazy shit. Okay. Well, there's some things like your dad using guys. No. Guy is using my dad's company attached to his number. My dad is dead, honey. My dad passed away 2 years ago. The company still has an active. That's just one company. There's several. I found, I think, 3 or 4. And they all have active cage codes, which means the companies are still being ran. Now, you have to fill out paperwork every year to keep a company going. So that means that somebody is still filing paperwork in my dad's name after he's dead. And his best friend's answering the phone for the company. Do you understand that? That's lips? Probably. She must not know how it works. And not only that, but it's a shell company attached to a government entity. They're getting government money. So, like an oil company or a windmill company or something that would help in communities.
Okay. All right.
Hold on, guys.
All right. All right, let me go with
Hey, guys, I have an emergency. My son has somebody on the front porch he has to address. I'm going to jump off. I'll be back in probably about 20 minutes. Christina is her name. Actually, I'll just wait and see where this goes. Somebody called CYF on my son and my daughter-in-law. I'm going to assume it's a YouTuber. So we're going to sit here. They're standing on my front porch right now. Yep. It could be a solar company or it could be Eastman. My father might have some dealings with Eastman, considering that my family knew the Kodak family rather well. They ran a bunch of their companies here in Pittsburgh. My aunt was like a main supervisor for them. There's lots of possibilities here. I don't know which one is fact. There are things I'm definitely looking into. But I'm going to jump off of here. This is my life. No, it was probably called prior. Well, someone said they might call CPS last night. All right. Let me call you back. Let me get off of here and go deal with this. It was lips. Beautiful. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all in a little bit. This happened live, so that'll be going to court with me too, along with my chat. Thanks. I'll see you guys when they leave.